You keep fooling around on another man's ground and you're gonna get hurt.
You know, I'm an aspiring singer, entertainer, writing songs with my father-in-law to basically enjoy my free time when I'm not working.
He has a rock and roll fantasy.
I was playing in this cover band, didn't know what I was doing, and was so bad, was so piss poor that I got fired from a cover band. So, but that little firing from bullets to spare really motivated me because I knew I wasn't doing something right.
It's one thing to sing in the bathtub and in the shower. It's another thing to sing for people, in front of people, and in a recording studio. It's a totally different thing. So he bit that bullet, and I must say, I admire his gusto.
I couldn't drive the night away, or get in touch with an old flame.
Yeah, you know, my father-in-law, looking for love in all the wrong places. You decorated my life. He's written tons of hits. Tonight the Heartache's on Me.
And somehow getting over you seems like something I can do when I'm playing my guitar.
He just usually sends me something. We ping pong a little bit on email, and I try to find a melody. That's my job. I try to find the melody, and then we plaster the words onto the melody if we can.
Listening to it all night radio and wondering deep down inside my soul, where's that music coming from? Yeah.
And he gives me ideas, most of which I turn down. But
one day you're a lonely soul, no dreams, no hand to hold.
He sometimes says something that I said, that's almost intelligent. so you know, he's laughing back there. So because I like to mess with him anyway. So yeah, it's kind of like a back and forth. It's a tennis match kind of.
That's where the power comes from. That's where the power comes from. Inside out, yeah.
So the Power song, which is one of my favorite songs that we wrote together, we were sitting at the table in this house right here, and I said, I got an idea for a rock song, Bob, I think. And I'm a counselor, and since Andrea passed away, I have struggled with basically just getting out of my head, thinking in general. And the more I know about myself and people and the human condition, thinking is actually a big problem. I think people are actually addicted to it. And you can't free yourself up by thinking more. So we wrote the Power song, and it's basically, you know, it's a rock song, and it's, you know, it doesn't come from someone else. You find it in yourself, and power comes from inside out, basically not thinking, and you heal from the inside out. What I mean when I say that, I mean inside your body to my physical outside. Like trying to stop thinking, go inward.
Scan that girl in the mirror, who do you see?
About a year and a half ago, I was out on a date with this young lady who had a real aversion to food, and I noticed she was beautiful. She had a real aversion to food and didn't want to eat bread. And as a counselor, therapist, I just observed those things, and I observed that, you know, she needed some meat on her bones, more weight, etc.
Skinny girl in high school, you were high on every guy's list.
And when you try to write something like that, you want to try to do it in a really way that people can relate to, that's not damaging, where somebody doesn't feel bad about themselves, because 20% of women and some men, I don't know what the percentages are of men, but suffer from anorexia and eating disorders. So we ended up doing it in a really nice, kind, loving way that brings the attention to the issue.
I used to think that girls like you, guys like me just didn't exist.
first initial rough cut was something like this. Skinny girl, looks like you need something to eat. Skinny girl, I'd like to hold you down and feed you some fries.
It's living in the here and now.
Hey, do what you do. Dance like nobody's watching or something like that, you know? And Kenny was going to do that. Of course, he has enough chutzpah to dance when everybody's watching.
That's where the power comes from. That's where the power comes from. Inside out, yeah. March to a different drum.